Mel Gibson's career is a masterclass in how to achieve everything Hollywood has to offer. Throw it all away in the most spectacular fashion possible, and then, against all odds, somehow claw your way back from the abyss. Here was a man who went from winning Best Director to being unemployable in Hollywood faster than you can say sugar tits, and then managed to direct his way back to respectability. It's a story so improbable that if you pitched it as a screenplay, executives would reject it for being unrealistic. Our story begins in 1979, when a 23-year-old Australian actor appeared in a low-budget dystopian film called Mad Max. The movie cost $400,000 to make and earned $100 million worldwide. Gibson, with his piercing blue eyes and that peculiar combination of vulnerability and intensity, had stumbled into stardom by playing a leather-clad cop in the Australian outback. The Mad Max sequels cemented Gibson's status as an action star, but he had bigger ambitions. Throughout the 1980s, he balanced crowd-pleasing blockbusters with more serious fare. The Lethal Weapon franchise made him one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, while films like The Year of Living Dangerously and Gallipoli proved he could actually act when the script didn't require him to jump off exploding buildings. By the early 1990s, Gibson was at the peak of his powers, handsome, bankable, and charming in that roguish way that made both men and women want to have a beer with him. He was People magazine's sexiest man alive. He could open any movie, studios threw money at him, he even tried his hand at directing with The Man Without a Face in 1993, a quieter drama that hinted he wanted to be more than just an action guy. Then, in 1995, he decided to do something absolutely insane. Gibson announced he would direct, produce, and star in a nearly 3-hour historical epic about the Scottish rebellion against English rule, filled with brutal medieval battles and thick accents that studios worried mainstream audiences might not sit through. The budget was $70 million, which in 1995 was the kind of money you spent on safe bets, not passion projects about 13th century Scottish warriors. Hollywood executives, demonstrating their usual prescience, predicted disaster. Braveheart wasn't just a success. It was a cultural phenomenon. The film earned $210 million worldwide, won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, and featured a climactic scene where Gibson's character is tortured to death while screaming "freedom" that somehow became inspiring rather than disturbing. Gibson had transformed from action star to serious filmmaker overnight. He was 39 years old, owned multiple Oscars, and could literally make any movie he wanted. Naturally, this was the perfect moment for things to get complicated. In 2004, Gibson released The Passion of the Christ, a film about the final hours of Jesus that he financed himself with $30 million of his own money. The dialogue was entirely in Aramaic, Hebrew, and Latin with subtitles. It featured the most graphic depiction of crucifixion ever put on film. Hollywood wanted nothing to do with it, with major studios refusing to distribute what they saw as either a religious curiosity or potential controversy magnet. The film earned $612 million worldwide, making it the highest-grossing R-rated movie in U.S. history at the time. He followed it up with Apocalypto in 2006, a brutal Mayan-era thriller that proved he could direct visceral, commercially successful films in dead languages without studio handholding. Gibson had proven that he could succeed spectacularly without Hollywood's approval, which should have been a triumphant moment of vindication. Instead, it marked the beginning of his transformation from Hollywood golden boy to industry pariah, because Gibson had developed a rather unfortunate habit of saying things that made publicists reach for their crisis management playbooks. Then came July 28, 2006, the night that destroyed Mel Gibson's career faster than any bomb could destroy a career in Hollywood. Gibson was arrested for drunk driving in Malibu. During the arrest, he unleashed a tirade at the arresting officer filled with explicitly anti-Semitic statements, including blaming Jews for all the wars in the world. When the arrest report leaked, Hollywood collectively recoiled in horror. This wasn't a minor scandal. This was career annihilation. The fallout was immediate and total. ABC canceled a Holocaust miniseries Gibson was developing. His agency dropped him. Projects evaporated. The man who had been Hollywood royalty for 2 decades became radioactive overnight. He issued apologies, entered rehabilitation, and met with Jewish leaders. But the damage was catastrophic. In Hollywood, you can survive many things: box office bombs, bad reviews, even criminal charges. But you cannot survive being caught on record saying the things Gibson said. But wait, It gets worse. In 2010, recordings surfaced of Gibson's phone calls with his ex-girlfriend, featuring racist slurs and violent threats. If the 2006 incident had made him unemployable, this made him unmentionable. Gibson had gone from Oscar winner to cautionary tale, the answer to the trivia question: which actor managed to destroy a 30-year career in less than 4 years? For the next 6 years, Gibson mostly drifted through lower-profile projects and supporting roles. He wasn't quite retired, but he wasn't quite working at his former level either. He appeared in films like Edge of Darkness and Get the Gringo, the kind of projects that actors take when they need to rebuild credibility or simply stay relevant. The man who had once commanded $25 million per film was doing mid-tier work in movies that came and went without much notice. It was a spectacular fall from grace, and most observers assumed it was permanent. Then, in 2016, something unexpected happened. Gibson directed Hacksaw Ridge, a World War II film about Desmond Doss, a conscientious objector who saved 75 men during the Battle of Okinawa without carrying a weapon. The film was quintessential Gibson, violent, spiritual, and unflinching. It was also excellent. Hacksaw Ridge earned 6 Academy Award nominations, including Best Picture and Best Director for Gibson. It made $180 million worldwide, and most remarkably, it forced Hollywood to confront an uncomfortable question. Could you separate the artist from the art? Could someone who had said and done such terrible things still create something of value? The critical and commercial success of Hacksaw Ridge didn't erase what Gibson had done. It didn't make the anti-Semitic rants disappear or the recordings any less disturbing. But it did something perhaps more interesting. It demonstrated that in Hollywood, talent and box office receipts can eventually trump even the most career-destroying scandals, given enough time and genuine artistic achievement. Gibson's current status in Hollywood is complicated. He's not the beloved figure he once was. He's not getting hosting gigs or starring roles in prestige dramas. But he is working. He's directing. Studios will finance his films. Actors will work with him. He exists in a strange purgatory where his past prevents full rehabilitation, but his talent prevents complete exile. The story of Mel Gibson is ultimately a story about second chances, though not the Hollywood kind where everything is forgiven and forgotten. It's the more realistic kind, where your worst moments define you forever, but don't necessarily destroy you completely. Gibson proved that you can come back from being canceled, but you can never quite come all the way back. You exist in a permanent state of complicated, where every article about your work includes a paragraph about your scandals, where every award nomination comes with controversy. He's Hollywood's complicated genius, undeniably talented, permanently tarnished, and serving as a walking reminder that fame doesn't grant immunity from consequences. Let us know what you think in the comments below. After all, if Mel Gibson's career teaches us anything, it's that Hollywood loves nothing more than a good comeback story. Except when it doesn't.